Let's get it. Let's get it. Mm-hmm. Let's get it. 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 Be honest, dude. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's poppin'? What's good?
Hey,
Hey man, welcome up. Welcome up. Welcome up. Welcome up. Welcome. Welcome. Greetings.
what's up?
Hey man, it's a pleasure having you. Let's get to it.
Thank you.
Let's get to it. So, who the prize in the relationship?
You said what?
Who is the prize in the relationship?
Who's the surprise relationship?
Who is the prize in the relationship, the man or the woman?
Hmm. I would say I feel as though depending on I would say depending on I don't know, say women. I would say fuck that. I would say women. And the reason why I would say that is depending on how the woman is the woman's a treasure because a woman can bring a lot to a relationship. She could really bring different support. And honestly, but I feel like it can kind of go 50-50 because the relationship is not all just about the women or just about the men. So I feel like it can really go both ways. I feel like both should be treasured, not just saying, oh, one's a prize.
Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, you believe relationship should be 50-50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if that's the case, how come like 72%, I read a statistic, it say like over 70% of the time when a man go on a date with a woman the first time, he's obligated to pay. Why is that, you feel like? If it's supposed to be 50-50?
But that's the thing. I don't feel like the men should be obligated to pay. Because basically, I don't feel like a man should pay for my deal. I feel like if I can pay for myself, then I should. I feel like that's kind of how most men probably suspect. But that's not how it is with all women. Because most women that I know, they will have their money for their bread. They're not just gonna want a man to pay for them.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's how it used to be, but I know that people that I know, they gonna the women at least I know they put up half of their stuff because if they gonna eat it, they can afford for it respectfully.
We got a
But
lot.
also, sometimes I do feel like not all the time though, but sometimes I do feel like depending on whoever asks the person out first, sometimes I feel like they should cover some of it. Cause the thing is, if I ask a guy out, I feel as though I want to pay for majority of it, but then I don't know how the man might feel because sometimes a man might feel offended, but I say I don't want them to feel offended because you like I don't mind paying for the majority of the day if I ask a guy out. But sometimes like, if a guy asks me out, then I would like respectfully if you would like to pay for some of it, because I'm still gonna put up money for it. But it just feels I don't feel though I should pay for everything if you're the one that asks me out, respectfully.
Facts, facts, facts. Okay. Right, 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 right. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Um, yeah, that makes sense though, somewhat though. So like when you do that, like you feel like the guy should tip or the female should tip.
um, when it comes to tipping, I would say I feel the person who ever asks for something, I feel like they should do the tipping respectfully.
You said what? I couldn't hear you, bro.
My bad. I said I feel like whoever asks who out first, like let's say if the girl asks the guy out, I feel like she should be able to take care of the tip. But I feel as though if the guy asks the girl out, I feel as though he should be able to take care of the tip. But then also, I feel as though depending on also, I feel also if you want to take care of the tip, I feel it don't matter too. Like if let's say if I be out and I want to take care of it, I feel like it shouldn't really matter who does. Definitely it's a tip.
Right. Why you feel like a lot of females can't like get dressed on time on dates though? Why you feel like that? Like they always late though. Like
Okay, I feel like the reason why that be because I am a person that believe sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But I feel that because sometimes like we think that we give ourselves enough times like because first of all we be looking at the time like okay fine this is the time we're gonna say we're gonna be ready and all to go out. But then it's like, funny this time really do kind of just like escape and go by really fast when we really don't
well,
be expecting it.
why not get dressed earlier though? Why not start earlier your process?
Because like we want to relax and before we have to go out, we don't want to just be up, get early dressed up, and then we just early dressed up for what? Why?
Mm. But still, okay. So how late do you be coming to these dates?
Honestly, I don't want to be that late. I'll give my like. Don't get me wrong. Let's say like we put me up at 6 o'clock, right? I would say no funny shit. Give you like 20 minutes. I'll be ready.
I bet you won't come to your job 20 minutes late when your boss tell you not because you don't get got your damn pay. You be late for that man.
Yeah, sure, right. I'm not gonna be there on early on time. You not.
So why you can't give him the same respect though?
I'm not. That's why I'm getting better though. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes people we just not good at the time perception, but the thing that we getting paid for that. But we're not saying y'all not worth y'all time. But it's like sometimes we just want to relax a little bit because we always out working. So sometimes we just want to relax before we actually go out for all night. It's not like we doing this to be disrespectful. It's just we want to have a little time to relax before we go out, and then especially sometimes time do go by because not all the time. Sometimes women do be ready, but sometimes men don't.
Do you communicate with the guy that you're gonna be running late?
Yeah, of course I do. Cause I'm not gonna have somebody waiting on me all the time. Cause if anything, if I know I'm gonna be late too, I will tell you like, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, Tom literally got away from me. So I'm like, I don't know if you want to wait from me, but either you can wait or I can meet you there. I'm not gonna
Oh,
have you waiting like an hour or 30 minutes for me. I know I'm not waiting for y'all if the
so
time
how
don't
long
work.
you wait for a guy then since you be late?
Hmm.
How long do you wait for a guy?
Well, that depends because I feel as though if you're a guy that I know who really cares about his appearance, I give about the same time I would give another woman, like, no respectfully. So I give you about like like that 30 minutes type. But I feel as though if you're somebody who I know could get dressed really quickly and your style really ain't that important, I'm giving you like 10, 15 minutes respectfully because you shouldn't be getting that long to get dressed.
What's the longest you ever traveled to see somebody, to see a guy or whatever? A nigga. When the longest you said travel to see a nigga?
Hmm. The longest I travel. Well, shit. In a few weeks, it's about to be a few miles.
Damn. I must be using my full penis capable. I must be using my full dick capabilities. Goddamn, women flying across overseas and all kind of shit. Miles and shit. Damn. I can't get a big goddamn couple goddamn around the corner. Shit. I don't know what kind of dick y'all niggas slanging, but I ain't put me on game, man.
I
Definitely not you.
mean, trust me, I ain't taking a trip yet. So, but I'm trying to think. I know that's the furthest I'm about to see. That's the one
Like
thing that came to my brain.
what state you stay or where you stay?
Jamaica. Well, I don't know exactly say, but I'm going to Jamaica, y'all. That's right.
God damn, he in a whole different time zone. Holy
Mm-hmm.
shit. Okay. What's the longest a guy would travel to see you though?
There's a guy along that tried to see me.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe like an hour or two.
Damn, 2 hours. I guess I did 45 minutes maybe, but hell, I don't know about 2 hours. God damn. He spent the night or he had to go back?
Oh no, he has to go back.
Oh shit, he did 4 hours. He did 4 hours in the damn car. Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
Don't get me wrong. He didn't have like 4 hours because we be out late. It just like so because we be out just chilling. So
Why y'all ain't get a room?
cause I had to go out the next day for classes. I wasn't going to be on at night. The thing is, every time it came to weekend, he always had work. So it's like he always came to see me during the weekday when I had class. So it's just like it never worked out because I was never staying out at a hotel when I had classes. Unfortunately, I was a college school girl. I was a nerd.
That shit goofy as hell. Okay. Uh, what's the difference
It
between
was, but it worked in my bit. It worked in my favor.
you felt like so like you really felt like he was the hot shit because he was traveling 2 hours to come fuck you?
I wouldn't say I felt like I was hot shit because of it. I just said that I felt as though I got what I wanted. And
Right.
if he wanted to travel, and if he wanted to travel, that's his business. Because he could have said no, and I would have been cool with it either way.
What's the difference between settling and compromising?
Hmm. Well, I feel like settling is like you kind of like you're not really fighting for it. Like it's like honestly, it's like but it's like you just not putting your instant how you feel about it. It's like whatever they say, you just like all right, okay, cool. But I feel like if you compromise, you're saying like, wait, but how about this? Like, you putting how you feeling, you're trying to make a way to make it work from both your perspectives, not just them not saying, oh, okay, we gotta just do it this way, because you're not really saying anything. You're just letting them like take over and let them make decisions. That's just like, all right, okay, no.
How come usually right. So how come women always complain about settling, but men usually settle the most time though?
Honestly, I feel like that usually depends on the situation though, because honestly, I'm not saying don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that men don't go through things situations too, and that men don't usually have to settle either. Because some men they do have strong preferences about women, and sometimes women may not meet a man's expectations. I'm not so I feel like it's actually 50-50. But I just feel though a lot of men don't really, at least that I don't know of, a lot of men don't really speak about what they settle for. The most I hear about is, with the women that I know what they go through. Because I do have a lot more women's friends than I have men friends. So I can't really get a man perspective on how they feel about, selling for men. But for the friends that I do have, actually, it did open my eyes to a lot of similarities, honestly. Like you're saying, because like you're saying how women always saying why they selling, I feel as though it's because sometimes they feel as though they don't really get what they want. But I feel like most of the times they actually really be manipulative because a lot of
Right.
people don't like to talk about it. But I do feel like there are a lot of manipulative women who try to make them feel like they're the victim and make it seem like that they're like I guess like the other person's problem when it's really them.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually do believe that sometimes women do cause a problem, but then I feel that that's not really the solution all the time. I feel as though it really all depends on the situation because I feel as though a man could be just as brutal as a woman. And honestly, respectfully, I do feel like women can be a whole lot more cruel than men if women really chose to really do so.
Okay. Facts.
Because
Oh,
everybody know a woman can play real dirty if she really got her hands down to it. She just won't try to act like she's innocent to try
okay.
to
Hold on.
cover it up.
We're gonna have to come back to that. We're gonna go to another one type shit. So.
Okay.
But I see what you're saying though. I see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
That's different, bro. But I didn't know that. But that's the new word though. Settling though. Everybody's
Yeah.
settling. That's a new hype word though. Every year we got a hype word. Last year the other hype word was lit, gang. But now this year settling. But okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. Why you feel like social media created too many false, unrealistic expectations?
I do. And the reason why I say that is because I feel as though on social media, you see a lot of people saying like, they have their business and everything. And like, because now everybody, want to be an entrepreneur. And I'm not saying that, everybody can't be an entrepreneur, start their own business and everything. But I feel as though social media kind of give that perspective, like it can happen overnight. Like you just kind of have that. Oh, once you get that people status, you go. But I feel as though it's more than that. You really have to see with the vision. You really got to plan it out. You really got to be thoughtful. Or even comes to relationships where it seems like everybody have a perfect relationship, but that's not really the case. Because at the end of the day, you don't really know what goes on behind closed door between a person relationship. And then it's like you have people out there posting money every day, but sometimes they don't really have that money. That's just a flex. So it's like social
Right.
media give off that persona where it's that life, and I feel like a lot of people fall into it because that's the life they want. And I feel as though sometimes, it's better to fall into a fantasy than it is to face reality. So that's why people tend to get lost in like the social media life.
Yeah, that social media shit is like the metaverse, bro. That shit will eat you up and spit you out. That shit is nothing like the. I ain't gonna say it's the devil, but man, that shit can destroy your life if you let that shit. Like social media got people working 9 to 5 thinking it's slavery. It's like what the hell? Like, like I never understood. Like people take social media like it's the fucking Bible, like it's the good book or some shit.
Right.
You got motherfuckers thinking 9 to 5 is like the worst shit in the world. Like you just working for the white man bullshit. Last time I checked, everybody got to get that white man's money to survive. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. 'Cause honestly, and I feel as though anybody that thinks working a 9 to 5 is bad, it's like it's not. Honestly, I feel like working a 9 to 5 is, but honestly, it's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's very annoying. Don't nobody want to feel like working for another person, but that's where we all gotta start off at some point. Don't get me wrong, because like we all can't just be somebody that's make it overnight. Sometimes we really do gotta put in that work to make it to where we gotta want to be in life. That's just how it is. Because I know when I'm old, I want to relax on my money, and to get that money, I gotta work hard for that. I can't just
But,
expect the money to come out the thin air.
right. I agree. So I got another one. So if women want dick, how is that different from men sexually objectifying women though?
Wait, say it one song.
If women want nothing but dick, how is that different from men sexually looking at women as objects?
Honestly, but when it comes to that, I don't feel like there's really a difference because I feel like we're doing the same shit respectfully. It's like y'all saying, "Oh, I just want to fuck, I want some pussy," and we saying, "All right, cool, we just want dick." I don't feel like that's really objectifying. I feel as though I feel the only time it really becomes objectifying is if you can tell the woman really is not like out there saying like she want to do all that, and then it's like the guy pushing up, or it's the guy really like not one. Honestly, and especially sometimes a girl can push up on the guy, and the guy don't want her. So, and
Wait. I gotta stop you right there. And
mm-hmm,
that's when the time when the guy don't want them, or they feel like when somebody feel like they can't get the advantage of the other person, that's when they say niggas ain't shit, or the guy say these hoes ain't shit, and they mad because they couldn't use that person to take advantage of that person, or I can't get everything I want out that person, or whatever, and use that person. So now it's fuck these niggas or fuck these bitches. Motherfuckers ain't shit. Woo woo. That's what it's about though right now. If people get their feelings hurt, it's fuck everybody. It's
mm-hmm.
fuck the world type shit though. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but like have you ever used a guy who you felt like that you wasn't sexually attracted to for his money more than the guy who you was attracted for? You made a guy who you wasn't attracted for work harder at having sex with you and do other goofy shit versus the guy that you already find attractive and he had to do less work.
Okay, so you just made that like really long, but okay, so for basically what it sounded like, he basically said that what I basically prefer somebody who, like I guess I have the money.
No, I'm saying like have you ever used a guy who you wasn't attracted to
Oh,
for
have
his
you the guy that I
money?
went to talk to for money?
Yeah, use it for his money, and you feel like guys like that have to work harder at sex that's not attractive to have sex with women versus the guy who's already attractive and he had to put in less work.
No, I feel as though honestly, money. I feel like kind of me like I won't really go with somebody just who's doing for their money. I feel that that's kind of fucked up.
But I'm talking about their looks though. I'm talking about how they look though. You feel like guys who don't look appealing have to work harder to have
I
sex
won't feel
with.
that you have to work hard, but I feel as though you would have to show me that you're more than just your looks. Because at the end of the day, looks don't mean shit. Looks will go away. It's
Yeah.
really honestly because like respectfully, sometimes the ugliest person can be the best person for you. You never really realize that. So I wouldn't say like don't get me wrong. But then again, because this might sound kind of sound contradicting, but in the day, I do feel as though I gotta do be some type of appeal to you, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna know your personality off the bat. But that's why I feel like that's why everybody kind of go by now by the vibe or like the energy. I feel though that's kind of what people go based off now because that's kind of what's easy more to sense. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I can really do get sense like a really good vibe from a person if they really truthfully okay, or if they really just kind of do. But sometimes people are good at faking. But that's why I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because you never really know. So don't get me wrong, like you may look good, but I would still kind of have like that guard up just to be on the safe side, because you may look good as hell, but who's to say that you may be the best person for me? You could look good as hell and be a whole like woman beater for all I know, or you could be the whole sweetest person in the world, and I don't know. I can't just go based off your looks and judge you pre-based, cause sometimes you could judge a book by the cover and then can be completely wrong. So,
Right. I agree. Okay. Well, why do you feel like a lot of women nowadays want guys that look better than them, and also guys that make way more money than them? Because before you're supposed to be that the woman look better than the man. Now the woman don't want guys that's on their level. They want guys that look better than them. They want pretty boys or whatever what you call pretty boys, whatever. Why is that you feel like nowadays?
I feel like that's like that because the fact is though that's kind of like the persona they get, like the better they look or they just look so good, like I guess like kind of got like that achievement, that award that they feel like kind of like they feel like, oh, they got that man, like they feel like they was the shit. I feel like that's kind of like the thing now, like if you show that, oh, you able to pull them, like oh, you got it like that, you this girl. But I feel that that's kind of what everybody's losing at it, because I feel as though it shouldn't matter about, oh, them looking better than you, because who cares? Who could
But
go
I
back
mean,
to what I
I
was
look
saying
at it like
earlier?
it. Right. I totally agree. But I see like when people do that or whatever, like females feel like nowadays because they have sex with a guy or whatever, that they the shit or whatever, and vice versa, guys feel like they take a bad bitch out on a date, they doing something like.
Right.
It's kind of like different though. Females don't understand this for the most part. Just because a man is having sex with you doesn't mean he care about you or love you. And versus guys, just because a woman is giving you giving going on a date with you for free food doesn't mean she care about you. She could be just bored or whatever. So
Right.
it's like you gotta take things in perspective though, for the most part. I think.
I feel like that's exactly how it is. Cause I'm saying I definitely feel like that's kind of how it comes into play, because everybody kind of have their own version of how they feeling of the situation. Like you say, because you could have, like you say, that girl could just be like, oh, I'm just doing this because I ain't got nothing, and I know he gonna pay for it. So if he paying for it, oh, why not? And then while the guy can be like, oh, I'm paying for this, and I know I'm gonna get something later. While at the same time, the whole girl could be like, oh, and I know I'm gonna get something later too. Because we look saying that sometimes girls really do have like that nigga mindset, like, oh, yeah, I just want to get laid too. So sometimes girls really do have that same mindset, like, oh, I'm just want to fuck.
Do you
So it's
believe?
like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like both ways.
Right. Because I seen this post before one time. I think they said females are the new niggas. Do you believe that?
I feel like that is in some aspects, only because nowadays it's like, respectfully, I don't feel like a real relationship is really common in our generation nowadays. 'Cause it's like everybody always saying they want to catch a vibe or they just want to chill, but it's never like a real connection. And sometimes even when they do have that real connection, it's like people be scared because somehow, some way, it's like these connections don't really be lasting. They always ended up getting somehow, some way lost in a sense. So, and it'd
Right.
be like so much damage that'd be so done, and it's like there's no real trust, there's no real communication, and everybody always just want to kind of. And I'm not saying that every mistake should be given, but also I feel as though also nobody's perfect, and I feel as though sometimes communication could work and make a relationship stay, but I feel as though nobody not time really likes to really talk or even own up to the situation. And if you can't own up to it, then that's kind of the one thing, because we're too grown to be lying and not owning up to the stuff that we be doing. But yet somehow, some way, that's all people do, not just men, women too.
Right. Okay. We're gonna move on. Yeah, I agree though. I agree. I think for the most part, I just think that it's basically about who can get over first though. It's about
I
if you
feel like
like
that's really
me.
what it is.
Yeah. It ain't even about people who like each other or really care about each other. It's about if you look good, I find you attractive, and we got a thing or two in common. We gonna have sex until we ain't gonna have sex no more. And then after the sex gone, we might have sex a couple times more, but then I'm gonna have a bunch of sex partners. And you gonna have yours, and we just gonna go from there.
Right.
And then I'm gonna ghost you if you do something I don't like or whatever the case may be, you know, or whatever the case may be, or vice versa, the guy might do something like that or whatever. So it's like everybody taking advantage of each other and blaming, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely see what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Because everybody do like place and blame on the other person.
Facts. I mean, I got this quote I always use all the time. I don't believe there's no such thing. Women ain't going to new relations looking for new relationships. They looking for new dick.
Honestly, I don't even know if I can even disagree with you with that. Cause I feel that's kind of really how it is nowadays. Like, cause like you know when one person fuck up, they be like, "Alright, fuck it, I'm gonna find me somebody else."
Right. Like women just looking for new dick right now. They're not looking for new relationships or guys who, you know, are good men or whatever the case may be nowadays. They're looking for somebody who can blow their back out. They're looking for the best sex. That's another thing. They're looking for the best sex right now. They're looking for guys that can make them feel and make them quiver and shake and all that bullshit. They're looking for the best sex. They don't want
That's not
average sex no
bullshit.
more.
That's how it be. Because at the end of the day, y'all not about to get. First off, it's like I'm gonna say that's very true because I know a lot of my girls that be like they just want dick because it's like at the end of the day, it's like right now having a relationship is just not what it is. Cause it's like don't get me wrong, if a relationship come along, they will openly embrace it. But then
How can they say that? Wait. How can they embrace a relationship if they just leaving with their pussies?
no, well, that's because right now they don't have a chance because anybody giving them like that since they want to be in a relationship. But it's almost throwing out that vibe like, all right, they want to fuck with you as more than a friend. Then we could actually look into that. But don't get me
Then how
wrong,
y'all fucking if y'all friends? Y'all not friends. Y'all just fuck friends. Y'all fuck buddies.
yeah, we definitely are fuck buddies. That's how it started off.
But you can't say y'all friends, but people like that's my friend. That's not your friend. Y'all fuck
Oh no.
buddies.
I don't know. If we just fucking, I don't say you my friend.
But
Respectfully.
this is my thing though right here. Don't you feel okay? Oh
Okay.
God. Don't you think like okay, this is gonna damage me in the future? This is gonna come back and haunt me in my past.
How
My
so?
whoredom, my being a thought or whoredom, you know, whatever's gonna come back and haunt me in my past. My past is gonna haunt me for my future because eventually that I'm gonna be somebody's wife or whatever the case may be.
No, because then I feel that's close to double standard. Because at the end of the day, y'all saying,
Whoa. We ain't talking about the men. We're talking about the women right now.
I know, but still, but the
We can't
the
stop moving the
thing is,
goalposts.
y'all
Don't do that.
saying women. No, I don't feel like that's incorrect
I
at
need you
all.
to answer that question though.
I
Don't
am answer the question.
why aren't women thinking about I'm damaging myself for my
I am answering that. I don't feel like that's damaging it because at the end of the day, we're young. And if we're single, we
so
can be able
being
to fuck
young is
who
an
we
excuse
want.
to do something stupid?
You said what?
So being young is an excuse to do something stupid?
It's not being stupid. At the end of the day, it's about if you want to fuck who you want, we should be able to fuck who you want without having the title of being called a hoe or a
I'm not
thought.
I'm not saying that you can't do whatever you want. You have a choice, but don't you feel like that's going to damage you for your future partner?
No,
Your women's slutty history.
but that's the thing.
They're
Like
car
it's not
back.
a slutty history.
Well, wait, you bought a car before, right?
Hmm?
When you buy a car, you always look at the car back history. You look at how many accidents. How has it been totaled before? Has it been repaired? Has it constantly breaking down? The mileage. Don't you
Yeah.
figure all that pussy, those high mileage bodies is gonna come back to haunt them though. When
But
they
no,
try
that's
to
the
give
thing.
up their past or say I was young
That's
and
the
dumb. But
thing.
how many times women say this shit? I was young and dumb.
A lot
I
of
was
women say that honestly,
but how many you can't use that excuse no more.
but that's the thing. My generation, we're not using that. Because at the end of the day, we're not feeling back in there. If we want to fuck, we should be able to fuck without having to feel bad. Because we don't feel bad, and I don't feel like our past is gonna come back and haunt us. Because at the end of the day, we made this decision to fuck who we want to fuck. At the end of the day, it's not like I was like okay, and even if I do, and honestly, I feel as though no matter how many girls a woman fuck, it should not be held against her. Because at the end of the day, it's her body. If she want to fuck 500 niggas,
Well,
I
you're
feel like
not
she can
saying
fuck
that she can't
500
do it, but
niggas.
I'm
Honestly, but
wait,
hold on,
wait.
let me finish up. But honestly, and she comfortable with that. She's comfortable with that. I don't feel like she's gonna be worried about that in the future.
But
And sometimes,
listen,
don't get me wrong. Sometimes some women do be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have. Because sometimes women do things out of situations where they don't really think about it. But at the end of the day, every woman's life is different. Every woman has a different path. Everyone has a different story.
wait,
Some
wait,
women may not feel bad about doing it, but
wait,
some
wait, wait, wait,
might.
wait, 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 wait. This is my thing though. We're not saying that they can't do it.
But
But what we're
you saying
saying
about
is,
them
listen,
coming
let me
back being
finish.
it.
Let me finish. What we saying is that this right here can come back to bite. It's like if you ever like somebody go to jail or whatever and they catch a felony and when they go back to jail, the judge look at their records. You're building your
Yeah.
rap sheet longer and longer and you building it a mile long and it's like, okay, you saying you was young and I'm doing all this, but you're in your prime, but you're not gonna be young forever. Eventually you're gonna get old, you're gonna want somebody to be with. Why would that person want you with all that mileage though? Your future person.
Okay, but the thing is, they should not worry about their
Whoa,
person's
whoa, why should they
past.
worry about it?
Hmm?
Why should they worry about it?
Because why do they past matter? Why should they past depicting her who they are now?
Because don't you feel like that person worked because you done gave up your best years or you done gave all
No.
your body to these guys? You done gave your heart, mind, and soul to all these men?
That's no, because at the end of the day, you didn't give your heart and soul. At the end of the day, you gave your body up. Don't get me wrong, because you
This
was
is
fucking a lot
just
of
as
people.
bad.
But at the end of the day, I feel as though just because you fuck a lot of people, that does not define who you are as a person.
So basically, what you're saying is at the end of the day, all she got to offer is use vagina. Most of these women,
So that's
when
the
they
thing.
try
But
to get with the
nobody
right
can live
man, the
without it.
husbands in the future, all they got is just use vagina.
But that's the thing. You're just worrying about the vagina. You're not looking at the person. You're not looking at the heart. At the end of the day, a woman is not just all about her vagina or about how many niggas that she fucked in her past. That's not all she's about. At the end of the day, that's all you're looking at. You like, okay, damn, she done for mad people. Okay, I mean, and if you feel uncomfortable that she has like 500 bodies, then don't be with her in the first place. Just fuck her and dip, or don't even fuck her at all, or don't even give her the idea of even wanting to be with her. Cause I feel as though just because she has this many people that she fucked does not mean that she's useless as a wife. And that doesn't mean she doesn't have a good heart. It doesn't mean that she will not have your back when times really matter just
Listen,
because she has a used up pussy in your
listen,
perspective.
listen, listen, listen. A woman on, well, I ain't gonna say all women got it some pussy, but this is my thing right here, though, bro. How can she say it's a prize or this is like this gift or whatever? If all these guys had it, though, it ain't no prize if everybody had it. Because when somebody win a championship, only one team win it, ain't it every year? So how can you say this prize if everybody done had it or been with this though? This is damaged goods. Most of these women, how are they good for anything besides that? They're damaged goods. They're just like false. They're false gold. They're fool's gold.
But that's the thing. They're not for school. Don't get
They're
me wrong.
fool's gold. These women.
Cause don't get me wrong. They may say they are prize, but when they say they may be a prize, don't necessarily mean they're talking about their vagina. Cause at the end of the day, like you said, they could be talking about themselves as a person. Like you said, they may be used up. All right, cool. Yeah, they got like 5,000 body, man. People been inside. Like you said, everybody said that's a prize, but everybody already been up in it. All right, cool. But that doesn't mean that she's not. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean that she's worthless. Right? Some people, if her pussy is, she was for the five niggas, but she want to say that, if she want to say that that's how it is, then she just gotta go like that.
Right. Okay. All right. This is the last one. Okay.
The last
So
one.
this is the last one right here. I think. So after you get somebody number, how long before y'all should link up?
Okay. I feel honestly, I feel like that honestly depends on the level of how y'all feeling. I feel like it's like y'all texting for a few days. Like I feel like you get the number, and honestly, I feel like the moment you get the number, y'all start texting, and it's like all good vibes. I feel as though, and if y'all got the availability, could also then y'all should link up probably when y'all have the time, because the thing is, you never know somebody's availability, honestly. But I feel as though if you got the availability to link up with the person, and you really think the energy is vibing cool, I feel like you should honestly just try to link up with them probably within that time, like maybe within like that timeline weekend, if it's possible.
How
If
how
not,
long?
just try to like maybe like a few days, like maybe like like 3 to 4 days with me.
And you saying you do that right there?
I don't do that at all. I don't
But
do that
how,
at
how
all.
how long before you get a that number or whatever you call them and link up with them and shit?
Honestly, it's like for me, it's really hard. It's really hard for me to say. It's like don't get me wrong, I feel like I get a lot. Like I be playing a lot, but it's like I really don't because like, I really be busy. So it's like because I work a lot. So I try to plan on days I know I have it open, but then it's like I be falling asleep. I'm like, so it's like I be falling asleep. because I be tired.
Mm.
So I
Oh,
feel like
you only do that with guys that you don't really care for, or you don't really find that attractive, or the guy that you really want to see. You make time for. That's how I feel. Women make time for guys that they want.
I can't disagree with that because I have done that in the past before. So I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't. But now I do, but I do say that I do will make time for people that I have a better energy vibe from for first. I do, because I feel as though if I'm talking to one person more and they have like, oh yeah, they give me like really good vibes, I really vibe with them. I'm gonna definitely make time to see them first. But also, I feel as though I try to make sure like it's mutual too, because if I feel the feeling's not mutual, or I feel like you just you just want to get something from me, then I'm not really about to meet you. Even if you did get my number, cause I feel as though it's really all about how I feel about who I'm connecting with first. Because I definitely don't disagree with you with that, because I feel as though if one person gave me more energy, more positive vibe than the other, that's who I'm going to vibe to see first the most. And I feel like
Right.
it's the same for a guy too, because let's say if a guy got like two numbers and one girl's vibing with him way the most, like he's like, oh nah, this girl really it. He's gonna vibe with her instead because she's giving him the best energy vibe than the other person is.
Right, right. Why you feel like a lot of black women call themselves bad bitches, boss bitches, and they the only group of women who do that. White women don't do it. Korean women don't do it. Asian women don't do it. Vietnamese women don't do it. And Chinese women don't do it. But only black women call themselves boss bitches, bad bitches. Yet they say protect black women or whatever. But yet they dance to songs that degrade themselves, saying bust that pussy wide open, call them slut, hoes, and dogs. When rappers say it, they listen to it, dance to it, in R&B singers. But yet they say this too. Why is that? You think?
Okay, I think that because women in a way saying like saying we that boss woman, we that boss bitch. Honestly, it's kind of like a motivation for us to kind of get up because at the end of the day, um us women like that's a motivation for us to be able to make ourselves feel good, like they're saying that, oh yeah, we got this, because sometimes when we go through really hard times, that's something to say to let us know we can always rise to the top. So we really work our asses off again. We're not saying like, oh, like we're not really excluding other races, like the Venus women, the white women. We're not, or you Caribbean, we're not really saying that they're not boss women either, but at the end of the day, we just saying that for us because that's how we feel. We feel as though when we gotta get to it, when shit comes down to it, we really gotta boss up, and that's really how we are moved. And honestly, I don't even used to support my friends who are that feel like Spanish and Puerto Rican. They definitely call themselves bosses. So I definitely also it's definitely not just like a black thing, because I definitely heard my girls from other races and my Caribbean women calling them boss women.
Wait. I understand that though, but how come when a man call you a bitch or whatever, it's a problem, but rappers and entertainers call you bitches and whatever or hoes, it's a problem though. Why? How
Because
come?
honestly, the way when a guy call a girl a bitch and a hoe is definitely the more disrespectful as way than a girl would say. Because in the day, when a
No,
girl
I
say,
say
"Oh,
rappers. How come rappers can call y'all hoes and bitches, sluts and thoughts and every name in the book but a child of God, but when a guy call you that on the street, it's a problem.
oh no. Honestly, guys, the thing is, rappers they say shit in their music. Don't get me wrong, I ain't saying that I like it, but in the day, they songs do be lit. I respectfully.
So because they got a beat behind it and they on the microphone and they screaming and yelling, that
I
makes it
didn't
okay.
say I liked it though. I did not
But
say
you
I liked
dance to it though, so don't lie and say you haven't danced to it.
I'm not lying to say I haven't danced with it, because I'm going to say I
But
danced
why is
with it.
that acceptable though? They
I
degrading
haven't
you. I
said
thought
it's
protect black
acceptable.
women.
It definitely is protect black women, but at the
But
end of the
how?
day,
The money bag.
at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's right, but that's the music industry.
Wait,
At the end of the
wait,
day, that's how it
wait.
is. Women disrespect niggas in songs.
Wait. Women, Money Bag Yo can make a little baby can make a song called "Bust That Pussy Open Hoe,"
Mhm.
fuck that whole slut trap, call a bitch slut hoe, and all that. And all women right now dance to this shit. I mean, they bust their ass. But somebody get on the internet right now, argument with a guy call y'all a hoe or a slut. Y'all getting y'all feelings. But wait a minute though, little baby can call y'all a hoe and a slut, but why he can't call you?
Cause
Cause he
then,
making money.
cause see, that's the thing. At the end of the day, you're saying it okay, like little baby rapper saying that, they're calling us hoes and shit. Okay, for one, I'm not saying that it's okay, but at the end of the day, that is the music industry, respectfully, because that's how every song, no matter what, and any guys, it's not even just in guys songs, women songs too. When some of the women they disrespect guys and they call them say, "Oh, these pussy ass niggas," a lot of women disrespect guys in their songs.
Wait. There's more guy. But
No,
wait,
there definitely
understand.
is.
Let's
I'm
wait.
not saying there definitely is more guys.
Listen.
You cut me off. I wasn't
Hold up.
finished.
Oh, I'm about to say. I got to say this for the show though. That
Yeah.
is true. Women do disrespect men,
Mm-hmm.
but we also know that there's more guy rappers than female rappers. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it definitely is definitely more male female rappers. Definitely is. Because honestly, it's a male industry, and we all know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a male dominant still, even though there's a lot of female rappers. But
Like, don't get me wrong, women are trying to come up, but especially that is a male dominant area, so that's kind of why. And honestly, that's how it was set back, from back in the day, from when it started getting up. Because don't get me wrong, women was actually starting it up, challenging men back in the day. That's actually really how it started, really. But at the end of the day, as time progressed, it became a more male dominant area because men, it had the sign that men had it more. They had that aggressive side, and then they became that way because they became to respect men. Well, I mean, women, my bad. They became to
wait.
respect women, and they think that's how that new end thing, how it became. But just because that's how it became doesn't mean that up until today, yeah, we may dance with it, but it doesn't mean that we want to be called that shit by somebody who we're vibing with. Because because they saying that in the music means that it's okay for guys to respect us. No, that's not okay.
But wait a
I'm not
minute.
saying it's
But when
okay
they
for
throwing
music
money at,
industry. Hmm?
when those guys are throwing money at y'all and calling y'all hoes and sluts in the club, y'all okay with it though?
No,
Cause he on stage.
who the hell okay with that?
If you had a money bag, yo, he calling y'all bitches, hoes, and sluts, you gonna twerk your ass and dance
No,
to
the
it.
fuck I'm
Cause he got
not.
a chain on and a microphone, and he got a bunch of money. Women are
No,
gonna
I'm
entertain
not.
him. Oh my god, you can't even be real, dog. Come on, man.
First
Come
off,
on.
I am being
So you
real.
saying you
He in
you
the
was at a
club. So
concert?
he in the club. Just because he called me up there, I'm gonna my ass. He called me a host on the bed. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm my ass. No, I'm not.
Listen. If you was at a concert, your favorite rapper concert, and he calling bitches, hoes,
I
and
don't even
sluts,
go to concerts.
I'm just saying hypothetically speaking. If you go
Okay, go
to your
ahead.
favorite artist concert, he calling women bitches, hoes, and sluts. You mean to tell me you still ain't gonna dance to it?
No,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not shaking my ass. Someone call me a host like a bitch. I'm not doing that.
I ain't talking about you particularly, but I'm just saying in general, he got that in his music. Those are the lyrics in his
Oh,
songs.
okay. So it's like in his songs, and
The
he's like, oh
lyrics
bitch,
in
shake
his
that ass,
songs.
something like
I need
that.
all my bad hoes in here to dance, all my bad bitches in here to dance and shake that ass.
Oh yeah, I'm shaking my ass.
Okay then, but he's still calling y'all bad bitches, calling y'all some bitches hoes. I need all these dirty hoes. I need all my dirty hoes in here,
So,
all my hot
I'm
hoes in
not
here to
shaking
shake
my
that
ass because
ass.
I'm not no dirty bitch. I'm not no. I'm
But you
not
still
shaking
gonna
my ass
dance
for that.
though. But the point of the matter is they calling y'all out your name. And you still dance to it. But a man call you that, you ready to fight, or he hate his mama, he gay. But they on the stage because they got money and a chain. They give them the right to say that.
I'm not saying it gives him a right, but at the end of the day, that's just the reality of it. That's just how it
Right.
is.
I get it because it's a beat to it and it feels good, you know. Ooh,
Like the thing,
ooh.
honestly, because the way. Basically, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it is because to be with it. Because in the day, it's the music industry. At the end of the day, so it's like when they say, "Oh, well, my bad bitches," it's not going to be like, "Oh, okay, it's an insult." They're not taking it that way. It's at the end of the day, when it's the music, is your always how you perceive it. If you perceive it like, "Oh, it's an offensive," most women is not going to listen to it. But at the end of the day, just saying like, oh, just because it's saying bad bitches doesn't mean like it's necessarily a disrespect when it's not. But think about it, so most of these songs they definitely do be like, oh fuck these hoes, that bitches. They definitely do be like that and shit like that. That's not cool. I don't listen to rappers like that because if you're disrespecting women like that, then no. But then, like I said, I'm saying it goes both ways because you even got women that do that, but respectfully, there are more rappers than there are women. So
Mm. Right. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying though, but I mean, hey, you know, I guess turn on the beat, turn on the goddamn Metro beat, or put a Metro beat behind it. You know, ooh, girls gonna go intense to it though. I think this is the last one for real right here though. You feel like Nice Guys finished last though?
honestly, I do.
Why you
I
feel that way?
definitely do. And the reason why I say that is because I feel as though they get overlooked because I feel as though women kind of always get this persona like oh, a nice guy is so boring, or they may not be like, I guess it's that exciting. But it's like when a good person, I mean, I feel like when good guys, they really can offer a lot. They can really offer like stability, that comfort. But women choose to go to like that rough side because that's kind of a more, kind of get that more exciting,
Only
that
black
that
women though,
lust.
but
Hmm?
mostly black women.
Not necessarily. Don't get me
Based
wrong.
off statistics.
Black women definitely are known for it, but
Wait,
that's
wait, 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 wait. Mostly black women do this though because they have babies by these losers, and they're losers too. By the way,
what?
they have babies by losers. Yeah, I said
Okay.
it. And they're losers too. They're losers too.
Mhm.
Because Asian women don't have baby by losers. White women, well, white women have a lot of kids outside of wedlock too, but not as much as black women. Korean women don't do this. Indian women don't do this. And Mexican women don't do this. But you know what? I find this kind of funny though, T, that black women are the only race of women that talk shit about their men, talk shit about the men that they want in their own race. No other group of women talk shit about their race of men, but black women.
Okay.
Asian women, Indian women don't say these Indian men ain't shit, or these Indian men gay, or they on the down low, or whatever. White women don't say these white men ain't shit. The Mexican women, the Latinos don't say, damn, these Mexican men ain't shit. But black women quick to say black men ain't worth shit.
Okay. Now, for one, just because you don't see it, don't know if you're not happening. But yes, black women do have that persona more that look, because honestly, that's the end of the day. I don't really know about. I don't really like. So end of the day, people, if they don't know about other races, they're not paying attention to studying other races. They're not gonna know about what's going on.
This ain't
And
got nothing to do with racism.
no, I didn't say racism. I said if they don't know about the other race or the culture, that's not how
Oh,
they're not gonna know. I never say racism. Because definitely not nothing to do about it. But the thing is, everybody has different cultures. And at the
but,
end of the
but
day, I'm
so
not saying like they don't have everybody culture is like they don't have the fact. I definitely don't be. Cause I definitely don't seem like, oh, Indian men ain't shit. I definitely don't see a lot of that. But but at the end of the day, that's because they go on. That doesn't mean they post it. I definitely do see a lot more black
we always be
women
going with our
posting.
eyes. Wait,
I definitely
wait,
do see a
wait,
black women posting about it. But at the end of the day,
wait,
look,
wait.
what?
They only wait. You can't say that. That's hyper individualism, though.
Nah,
That's not individualism. You're going out talking about, well, I don't see it. Just because you don't, if you don't see it posted, that doesn't mean it happened.
right.
You can't just say just because, well, it doesn't mean it happened. Well, it might be happening, but they ain't broadcasting it like black women doing it.
Yeah, and you definitely are right about that. Cause
They ain't
I
making love
definitely
in hip
don't
hop
see
shows
it.
with Mexican women.
You said what?
They ain't making love in hip hop shows with Mexican women throwing
They
drinks in faces.
Okay, but it's definitely not just black women. It's definitely Caribbean women up there too, and it's definitely a little bit of some. What, you gonna tell me I'm wrong?
I'm just listening right now. Go ahead. You
Are you
got the
gonna tell
floor.
me I'm wrong now?
You got the floor right now. I'm letting you talk. So
Okay. At the end of the day, yeah, it's not just all black people. Don't get me wrong, majority of them are black, but at the end of the day, you definitely got the Caribbean women's up there, so you can't say I'm wrong. At the end of the day, you definitely do got some little white people. They still got mix of black in it. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's not black people, but at the end of the day, it's not just all black people. And it's still Caribbean people.
So you said earlier that you said because you said women tend to like go for guys who are rougher, who are better. So basically, what you're saying is women don't like black women don't like born men. So I always tell guys this right here. This is my advice. If you
Mm-hmm.
got a woman right now, you need to start cheating on her because if she's not, she's gonna cheat on you first.
And that's how you feel.
Yeah, you might as well cheat because if you she gonna get bored with you, you gonna have to do something different. You have to cheat. You gonna have to do something because she's gonna get bored with you basically though. Basically what you're saying, you can't be nice to him though.
But see, that's the thing. Now you're just on work. I think that's because I said, oh, they make it for women. I said that's a persona. That's at the end of the day. 'Cause I said, and then sometimes, yes, I do believe that nice guys finish last. At the end of the day, I do believe it. 'Cause I said, nice guys do have a lot to offer, like support and comfort. But women tend to miss that because they decide to go for the guy that's rougher around the edges.
I don't believe
I'm
nice
not
guys.
saying that I don't feel as though they don't have nothing to offer, or women don't tend to, but let's say women tend to not pay attention to that because they tend to go for the most exciting thing. I'm not saying
Wait. I hear what
they
you're
don't know
saying on
that.
that. I hear what you're saying on that note though. But what you're saying is though, for the most part, that when a woman is in her prime, she don't want a night. Well, this is what I typically start to realize though in
Okay,
the black. This is what I realize in the black community, especially. I
right.
know ain't nobody watching this, but they gonna watch this on the money. So basically, when a woman is in her prime years, she don't want a nice guy. I'm starting to realize that. But later in life, after she done had 2 or 3 kids, she'd have been ran through. That pussy had been ran amok and has been run and done, and it's goddamn. She'd been used and abused, and she'd have been hit. She'd have been hit and run by so many times. You know, hit and run with no insurance for so many guys. So later in years, they tend to find what you call a nice guy. They want a nice guy or
Okay.
whatever later in years when they're past their prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I always tell guys, listen, bro, if they didn't want you in their prime, don't get them in their decline.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't want you in her prime, don't accept her in her decline.
Okay, now, especially in that accent, I would definitely say that's true. But also, I'm gonna say not necessarily every woman that realizes they gotta wait
I
until
ain't saying every woman.
wait.
I'm saying majority of black women.
No,
A
yeah,
lot of them.
and that I do agree with because unfortunately that is the case, and honestly that is very sad. But majority of the case, that's really not all it is. Sometimes when a girl really has been through a lot, because sometimes girls when
Well,
they
really, they put themselves through a lot. We can't make. They put themselves through that.
okay, I'm not necessarily saying that's not true, but not all women does.
We ain't talking about all women. We're talking about the women who put themselves through it.
Okay, so some of the women that put
There's
themselves through
rules
it.
to the exception. You see what you're doing? You see what you're doing right now? You're trying to goddamn saying all. You're trying to use that hyper individualism, saying we ain't all women. We're just
Because
some
it's not.
bullshit. We talking about the majority, not the minority.
Okay, so it's about the majority.
We talking about the larger scale
Okay,
instead of the minimum scale. And on that note, those women tend to put themselves through that.
they do.
Women put themselves through abuse because they like excitement. They like that roller coaster love. You know what I'm saying? They
That
like
is.
to be high. They want to be low. They love emotional shit. And they like guys that do that though. Those women like that though. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I don't feel sorry for those women's stories no more. I be like, oh, for real? For real?
Honestly, I feel as though it's kind of hard to really feel bad for somebody when you know they constantly when they could avoid that. Because like you said, I feel as though when you know the situation is good and like not good and you just stay, then it's kind of like why? Because you're not gaining nothing from that.
Because it's entertaining.
But then it's like it's not entertaining when you go into that heartbreak, but then yet you go right back to that.
Hey, they say toxic dick is the best dick. Somebody told me, a female.
You
Toxic
know what?
sex is the best sex. Toxic sex is the best sex.
I heard that a lot too.
You know that's toxic. That's another buzzword. That's just the most
I'm
popular
gonna say
thing.
that's so. Also, that's again it goes back to what I was saying earlier about the whole social media thing, where the whole preference of that toxic shit or like what they make things seem like it's okay or it's normal. When people have that fucking show, oh yeah, that's okay. I want it. No, that shit in reality, that shit is just sad, and it's actually annoying. And like it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, it's basically like that though. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by tonight, and appreciate you stopping by and shit, type shit. So
Thank
much
you. It's
love.
actually pretty fun.
Hey man, it's all love, man. It's all love. Appreciate the one person who was watching though, man. Make sure y'all
No
like, comment,
facts.
hey, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel though, man. It's gonna be on my YouTube and shit. Appreciate you coming though, man.
No problem. I'll definitely be sharing this out, letting people know.
Facts. We out.
Yeah.